Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play the Occult Chronicles. We left off, Dennis Reith was beginning to turn in all sorts of quests down here in the basement. And we did a few series as well, Dancing with the Ghosts, doing the dragon in the gong. Well, that sounded gross. Completing the dragon's quest involving the gong. And we also boxed inside the boxing gymnasium. So, we've got a lot of progress done. We've got 10 pentacles and a handful of spells now. We have Mind Shield as a psychic talent. We took the Black Heart to help us with traps. We picked up a Cutlass to help us in melee, and a few extra edges, and we have 3 extra talismans now as well. This is amazing. Honestly, this is phenomenal. We're looking really good. It could all go south with 1 or 2 bad traps, but so far, so good. Okay, we have another quest to turn in. The mirror quest, and I think we should at least do that before we work our way back upstairs again. So to turn that in, we gotta go up here, and then we can come off of there and go up this way to the 2nd floor. I think we still have time. We can afford to let 2 more tokens get drawn. At worst 3, but 2 is probably the limit. At that point, it's basement time. Alright, let's get started. While we're in the area, I'm thinking we'll go and investigate this painting as well. See if we can actually start this quest. Duel the ghost, use sorcery. No, we still can't communicate with it. I have no idea why. Why can't we actually communicate with this? Alright, well, we'll just destroy the painting then. A sorcerer's curse of some type is usually the cause of something like this. Cursed furniture seems to be a common occurrence around here. You know what to do. Yeah, we'll just put the ghost out of its misery. Why not? We're not coming... Oh, that's a shame. We're not coming back, so we may as well just earn the points we can. Channel your energy into a Vishguli dispelling symbol and mark it across the painting. Is effective immediately, and you watch as the spirit flees the confines of the painting, and then is quickly sucked into the spirit world. Oh, actually, I think, Tim, the reason why you can't talk with this is because this is the 2nd part of the quest. I think the evil painting is the 1st part of it. Max sanity of 40, and 3 more... experience. Well, let's grab a melee edge. Whenever a melee's weapon special ability is used, face cards can be targeted for bumping their values up or down. Page, level 1. I don't know if this would affect our dagger, so we're not going to select that one. Martial arts expert would be good. That could let me convert some of my number cards into pages. That lets me bump the values up even more. That adds additional numbers as well. Trained with Raz Al Ghul. That's bumped down. We don't have a long blade weapon. Oh, Knife Fighter could be useful. That would make the challenges a little easier. Stab, stab, stab. Whenever a knife weapon cards like target X additional cards. Oh, this would let us target multiple cards, additional cards in our hand. So, in addition to the number we rolled, targeting that number of cards and increasing that number of cards by X, we would get plus 1 additional card. I'm still thinking that we should probably take... Let's see. I think it was... Where is it? Whenever I said to bump up value of non-face cards. Was it Street Fighter? Was it Brawler? Whenever a melee weapon special ability is used, non-face cards can be bumped up to face cards. Level 1, a page. Level 2, to a knight. Level 3, a queen. Level 4, a king. Yeah, let's select martial arts expert. We'll go with this. We'll give that a try. And next, I think we'll take a... well, I guess we'll take a talisman edge next. Now that we have so many talismans to choose from. think, yeah, let's just go up here, turn this quest in. We'll then deal with the poltergeist of knives, and then head upstairs to the attic. We could explore the backyard here as well. We could go out there for the witches, but we would only have enough time to get the witches done. Like, we would only be able... It would take us 3 more drawn tokens, 2 or 3 tokens, story tokens, to complete that quest series, because it requires running around the house, running and turning stuff in, and then going back out to them every single time. We just don't have the time to get that done. It's another Class 1 Haunting, and we immediately win. Justice gave us an ace for this as well. Remember that we can't gain any more sanity. Our sanity is already at max at 40. You release the child of energy back to its mother. You step towards the mirror, and the child of energy seems to flow out from your body and through the portal. You feel the pure joy of the reunion. As promised, you are rewarded. Plains Touch. We gain a 5% chance that a Nothing of Interest card will be turned into a Gains Charges card. The Empress! We are immune to the effects of any instant insanity card that is revealed during the results phase. I'm beginning to wonder if that one edge doesn't give us talismans, but gives us Arcana cards. Or it could be that our luck is so high. What am I talking about? This ghostly music? Maybe this is giving us talismans by accident. I can't help but think that, given the sheer amount of trump cards we've gotten. Like, we've actually, I think, played 3 of them, too. I think we practically have gotten every single one of them that you can possibly get. Okay, let's go ahead and try to defeat this time. Wow! You decide to unleash your energy on this thing and destroy it utterly. I've had better hands than this, but let's see what we can do. You can get some decent things for winning this. That is fantastic. We could cast a spell, but we don't have a card. So we could cast, for example, Chant of Azathoth to convert the King of Swords into an ace. But we don't have a swords card to play on top of it, so it doesn't matter. You open a tiny rift in space and time and send the poltergeist away. You hear it scream like the air leaving a balloon as it is sucked out of our dimension and into another. Experience points, and we'll grab another talisman edge. Hello, second floor. Zombies! We will attack them. We get a wand of 7. We have no wands at all. Let's just keep going. Page, again, of wands. Let's use our cutlass. Good enough. We just barely win, but we do win. A dying plant man. You notice a human figure curled up into a fetal position and struggling for breath. It's obvious that whatever it is, it's sick and probably dying. As you draw closer, you realize that this figure before you isn't human. It's some type of weird half-plant and half-human lab experiment monstrosity. You occasionally encounter things that science shouldn't meddle with, and this is one of those. You stare in horror at the pathetic creature and wonder what madness would drive someone to create it. We have pentacles? We do. Your mind is strong. You've seen things far worse than this. You were part of the team that broke into the 5th lab and discovered the twisted, alchemically created creatures called chimeras. That's a lot of C's in a row. Kind of. This isn't anywhere near as bad as that. The dying plant man looks up at you expectantly. You think that you can recognize emotions in its facial expressions, fear and pain. In between labored breaths, it seems to be chittering like it was trying to communicate with you. The message is plain. Please end this, but we cannot do so. You discovered a secret wooden door. It blends in almost seamlessly with the wall, but your keen senses were still able to detect it. Finding it is one thing. Figuring out how to open it is another. We will attempt to find the activation mechanism. You examine the door and decide that you might be able to figure out how to activate the door. Oh, wow, we've had better hands. 2 3s and a 2 and a 5. We only have 1 page as our good card. We didn't even take one of them. Seems you're not very good at this sort of thing. We can try that again, and we get a very similar hand. I'm going to fail this. Secret doors are stupid. 2 3 3 3s and a 6. We do have a King of Pentacles, though. Will we be able to get any pentacles up here? Becomes the next question. Let's just defeat the door. You search around the door for anything of note and quickly zero in on some promising locations. After fiddling around with several bumps and nooks, the mechanism clicks and the door slowly opens. A brain bot! You hear the taps of its metal legs on the floor, and then you see it emerge from the shadows. A brain bot. Soldier slaves created by the Talisrathi from human victims to fight their interdimensional wars. They are quick, efficient, and merciless. Nothing remains of their past humanity. The thought of it is horrifying. Your eyes wide in disbelief as you behold the human brain encased in its robot body. You will immediately pass this horror check, and thank you, Justice, for the 1 free point. That was dumb. I should have used whatever. Oh, no, that's a psychic talent, Tim. That's not your journal. Your mind is strong. You see things far worse than this. You've seen these things in action a few times, and you are confident that you can handle yourself in this situation. The brain bot seems to be on patrol. You should act quickly before it summons reinforcements. So, I did not alter this encounter, so this is normally all you get, and the game is making this more difficult for us. We are also on the 2nd floor, which means that it's more difficult anyway. We'll attack the brain bot. I didn't read it. Darn it, Tim. We don't have any wands cards. I can't do anything about a queen. Actually, let's use... Oh, we can't use Chant of Azasoth? Sorcery, battle, dispelled. No, we're in combat. Yeah, what's the difference between combat and battle? I don't know. But there you have it. Alright, so, we'll just... I can't do anything to a queen. Or my cards to make that winnable. There we go. Wow, lots of cups up there today. And we didn't have any except for 1 card. You won the battle. The brain bot sparks and sputters as the cerebral fluid leaks out of the brain case. Okay. We don't have any water talismans, so that won't help us. We do have a single fire talisman, though, so we're going to select Wand of Fire. This will grant us +1 wands. Yep, we're now up to 6, all because of this talisman. Talisrathi Scientist. You're confronted with a creature of some type from a horrible nightmare. It towers over 7 feet tall and seems covered in sticky, translucent slime. You can only describe it as a combination of a snail, cucumber, and octopus. You fight to control your revulsion. This thing is not of our world. It must be from another dimension entirely. You feel overcome with dread and a sickening revulsion. Your eyes wide in disbelief as the strange creature turns to look at us. That's not a bad hand. Your mind is strong. You have no doubt that you can overcome this nightmarish thing that confronts you. After the initial shock of seeing this strange creature passes, you are pretty sure you can identify it. You remember your briefings on the Tunguska event of 1908. A portal had been opened up by this interdimensional race of aliens known as the Talisrati. An invasion had been foiled by a precursor to the Odd when the portal generator was overloaded. It had been a narrowly won victory. An interdimensional war had followed. This creature must be a scout sent over to do reconnaissance. Perhaps the energy of this house served as a beacon to pull it here. It seems to have been working on some sort of experiment. It's probably better for us to use magic. But we can use our knife quite a bit otherwise. But it's slightly easier, and we have 3 more card draw. No, we'll use sorcery. You decide to unleash a surge of sorceress energy at the Talisrati. These things can feed on such energy, and are excellent sorcerers in their own right, so you know it will be difficult, but you think it is your best chance. We get 1 point thanks to the ace, and we have 2 knights, no other face cards. We also have... oh, we do have pentacles, though. Let's cast Shrivel Flesh. We take a point of damage, or we might take a point of damage. We did. We'll take 3 pages of Pentacles. That lets us win the challenge. Channel everything you have, and despite putting up a good fight, the Talisrati ends up in a puddle of goo. We might get some energy to make up... oh, we might get a spell, actually, and some energy to go with it. That's why I was also willing to cast a spell early on. So we gained Tap Essence. I think this lets us drag trick cards to the board. Having dispatched this foul interdimensional monstrosity, you look around and immediately recognize the thing's handiwork. It's been working on creating assistants called brain bots. On the table is a canister containing a human brain. You can't be sure if the thing is even alive anymore. The body has obviously been destroyed. It's kept alive by a network of power cables. Why this one was singled out and not put directly into a crab bot is a mystery. Was it being tortured or interrogated? Wow, that's difficult, but we'll talk to it. You notice some odd lights and switches on the outside of the brain canister. You might be able to configure them, and see if there's some way to talk to this thing, assuming it is still alive and sane. A King of Cups and a Queen of Swords, and we have got 3 aces in our hand for 3 free points. Wow! And we win immediately. Force the player King of Cups on the ace. You fiddle around with the switches and stare amazed at the technology that went into constructing this canister. Suddenly a circuit hums into life, and the brain starts talking to you. Wow! Holy courage, we don't need any of it, though. Greetings! I wasn't sure that you would manage it. I would beg that you destroy me. I have been drained of most of my knowledge, and my tormentor was only prolonging my agony as punishment. But first you must ensure that no more of its kind can venture into our dimension. Nearby you will find a machine that powers its gate. Destroy it, please. I will give you the codes to do so. I was able to learn them from the Talisrati as he probed and then devoured my mind. So much lost. Return here after you have done this. I want to know that it is destroyed. Then you may put me out of my misery. We didn't find a 4th clue token yet, have we? The Ghost Handyman. You are suddenly confronted with the appearance of a ghost that seems to phase in and out of thin air. It stares at you, and then turns away to kneel down and mimic the act of working on something around a sink. Suddenly, the ghostly red tentacles leap out of the plumbing, and the ghost works violently to keep them at bay. Despite all your training, the manifestation sends tendrils of fear deep into your mind. Oh, we might not do this? No. We succeed in avoiding failing this horror check. Or passing it. You have kept your sanity. You take a deep breath. Just another day in the odd. Glad to see we're finally getting over our fear of ghosts. You are watching the ghost of some long-dead handyman go about fixing an imaginary leak on a sink. The ghost begins to whistle a haunting melody and goes about its business, paying you no heed. The red ghost tentacles continue to slip out of the plumbing, and the ghost plumber stolidly works to fix the leak. You sense that the ghost isn't focused on this location. It probably travels all over the estate, making supernatural repairs. We can try to communicate with it. It's not the best chance, but we'll make the attempt. And we have 2 aces and a 2 as our low cards, a king, a queen of pentacles as our higher ones. That's a knight of wands. We don't have any wand card. Let's hope we can target that ace. We didn't. Okay, well then we have to play this. It did let us take the 7, though, for some more points. You establish contact and psychically clear your throat. The ghost looks up at you with a troubled look on its face. It wants your help. I won't be able to fix this without me wrench. Can you go and fetch it for me? I left it around here somewhere. Had a big leak and needed to seal it. These damn things are everywhere. The ghost goes back to his work. It looks like a wrench might indeed help him out. You wonder just what type of wrench he needs. Okay. Where is that wrench? It is over here. The attic. We'll take the attic and do some exploring up there. Let's go. Is that right? Yep. Attic is very dangerous. We've got spiders up here. Also, what am I doing with these 2 points? Let's grab a... Grab a ranged edge. How much is to fire our gun? Is it 2 bullets or 1 bullet, or 1 through 2 bullets? 2. Okay, we should try to look to see if we can lower the amount of bullets it takes to fire the weapon. As an edge. An odd conversation. You remember an odd conversation you had with Derleth before his retirement? He asked you whether you thought bargaining with evil to right a wrong was itself an evil. Oh man, Derleth, what the heck were you getting yourself into? Oh, what? What is that nonsense? We lost a random edge. Really? What did we lose? I don't know. I don't know what edge we lost. We didn't lose multi-sense. We didn't lose torque sense. We still have these 2. Wow, I didn't know that was something that could even happen. So you have easier horrible tokens, like these are, you get a +1 difficulty to being a challenge, or you just lose an edge. You know, they're really hard to get, but you can just lose one. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen this story token before. Khufu Head. You have suspected that you were being followed for some time. When the opportunity to confront your tail arises, you grab it. You can't believe your eyes at first. Standing alone in the gloom is one of the most bizarre creatures you have ever seen. It seems to be wearing some type of pyramid hat on its head. It certainly does look dangerous. This creature looks like the product of some lunatic's nightmare or a drug-fueled hallucination. You observe the twisted creature and wonder how it can move around with that cumbersome thing hung over its head. You've heard stories about dream creatures, manifesting and stalking locations where a convergence of psychic energies happened. You remember a case that required odd agents to clean out an entire town, the Silent Mountain event of 1922. The good news is that this creature is not a ghost, and it can be hurt by conventional means. It's the only way we can actually kill it. You decide to take the fight to the creature. Time to put it to sleep. Oh. Well, we have only one face card. We get a Pentacles to start. We will take that. Can we use Tap Essence? You draw one additional trick card. That was not the best. We'll use Death Incantation. We might target our 2 and bump its value up, and we might be able to gain more cards as well. We take a point of damage. It wasn't blocked. Oh, they're cards on... They're played cards, Tim. Darn you. Okay. And we drew another queen. That's really handy, though. Alright, Trench Knife. That can give us a page, which is nice. And that gave us nothing. I guess we'll just play the 2. The thing is amazingly quick and agile. You trade blows, but it's no match for you. You hear the twang, and then look up to see a crossbow bolt heading your way and aimed at your heart. Your battle instincts kick in, and you drop to the floor and roll away. My god, this is a hard challenge. A 16 normally? We're in the attic, so the game is increasing the difficulty substantially. We'll use Calm Sidestep. Darn it! Well, we drew a card, at least. Can't we use it again? Oh, we can't use it again. Is that not a defensive heroic feat? It is. Heroic feat defense. I'll have to take a look and see why I can't use it a second time. Well, I chose a special that would let me do that. You drop to the floor and roll, avoiding the lethal bolt. Oh, is that what I lost? Did I lose that edge? Yes, okay. We lost the edge that would let me use a defensive heroic feat twice. That was what was stripped from us. Okay. I want something that makes it so that I use less bullets. Bullets, scavenger. This lowers the weight of our guns. This has a chance to change cards to gain bullets. This adds bullets to gain bullets. This lowers the number of bullets we use, so we'll select high accuracy. The ammo cost of the first ranged weapon used in any combat challenge is reduced by X, down to a minimum of 0, where X is the level of the edge. I think they can only be raised twice. Oh, 3 times. Okay. We gotta search it. We need more clue tokens. A broken robot. You see a strange mechanical man over near the far wall. Hunching slightly forward, it looks like it has been deactivated or run out of power somehow. You have heard stories about these things from the older hands at the Odd HQ. Robots, they were called. Apparently, they have been attempts by several nefarious organizations to build armies of them that conquer the world. There's always a chance we can encounter spiders in the attic. Fire imps! Haven't seen you in a while, fire imps. I think we'll, beat you up. Well, we've had better hands than this. No face cards. And we're probably gonna get lots of face cards. Can we cast Chant of Azasoth? No, because this is combat, not a battle. I don't understand it either, everyone. Okay, let's Cutlass this. You soon have created piles of imp bodies all over the floor. They fight until the last one dies in a fit of coughing laughter. We're looking for clue tokens. Gotta search the attic for them. Another pile of junk. You notice a small pile of junk clearing up a section of the floor. Upon closer examination, you see an assortment of typical cast-off items, broken pieces of this and that. Doesn't look like much, but it might be worth investigating. We'll take a peek. We have 2 face cards, a King of Cups and a Knight of Pentacles. No aces. Most of our number cards are high cards, though. But I can't cast any spells to help me with this. Do I use the King? Yes. We win, but only barely, so we're probably not going to win anything from this. You can find the strangest things in junk piles. That was a misclick, but I'll take 2 bullets. We don't need them. Darn it! A locked door. Okay, we'll bash the door in. We have a much better chance at succeeding there. I see a 3 of Cups. We'll take you immediately. That is my torque sense coming into play. Splinters and a loud noise announce your success in battering down the door. The way lies open now. A group of dead teenagers. You look down and see the desiccated remains of 4 humans littering the ground. Judging by the positions of the skeletons, it looks like they were trying to run away from something. The clothes that they wore are now mostly rags, but they must have been very bright pastels, which you find unusual. Nearby is the skeleton of a dog. This is the mystery van, right? Scooby-Doo group. There's Thelma. There's Shaggy. There's... oh, I forget their, Fred? There's Fred, and I forget what the purple sweatered girl name was. That was Thelma. I can't remember her name. You might be able to find a clue as to what happened to them. You never know. We do manage to win the challenge. You poke around the remains and find a few things. A pair of thick glasses and an odd box of crackers. You can tell that they were probably just teenagers. You wonder what mystery brought them here to meet such I can't pronounce that. Ignominious ends? We don't need the bullets. Why did they have bullets? I don't remember them shooting anyone. Ah, the thing in the attic might be in here. We'll deal with it. It's not. It's not in here today. Giant spiders. You hear the chittering sound and stop dead in your tracks. You know exactly what that means. Spiders. Big spiders. Before you have a chance to back away, you see them scurrying towards you. No matter how prepared you think you are, these things are disturbing any time that they appear. Knowing that you could end up cocooned and sucked dry only makes it worse. You've seen photographs of the victims recovered from creatures like these. They are not pretty. We have an excellent hand for the horror check, though, so we're not likely to fail this. Your mind is strong. You've seen things far worse than this. I don't particularly care about horror challenges anymore. We don't need any sanity, so we don't get anything for just passing them either, I think. Measuring 4 or 5 feet across, these creatures are on the small side, but from what you have read in the old case files, but that doesn't mean that you should underestimate them. Many of these giant species have fast-acting neurotoxin poisons, and that can quickly render you helpless. You also now notice the extensive web network that covers certain areas of the room. If you get caught up in one of those, you might be in trouble. We actually have a much easier chance to destroy it than the run. Oof. Can we Azasoth? Of course not. This is a combat. Not a battle. Why would we be able to use our spell? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got one card left. If I flip this card and it's a Pentacles, I've lost. And I have to play a card on this. The only way I can get more cards in my hand is to cast Death Incantation again. Oh, actually, we can play tap Essence to put more tricks on the board. Let's do that. We take a hit point. We do take a hit point. 3 more tricks are placed. Okay, that will let me keep going for a little bit. Hey, and looks like tap Essence saved us. You tear the things apart, and soon there are bug legs and guts everywhere. Okay, let's grab a support item edge. We'll grab something that lets us use our journal a second time, I think. A flood of rats! At first you hear the telltale scratching and scuttling noises. Rats! Probably in the walls, you think. Without any further warning, a veritable tide of rats floods out towards us. You've heard stories about rats in the walls, but you were unprepared for this. You wonder if they really can take a man down to the bones in a few minutes. We have 1 ace in our hand, which is giving us a single point. The rats come towards you like an immovable force of nature. There must be 100 of them. If they overwhelm you, you fear that you might not be able to get back up. I added the magic option to this, and I think it's a better chance, so we'll use this. There are many of them, but they're not cranium rats, so they won't be slinging spells back at you. We have 2 face cards, a King of Wands and a Page of Wands. We have 1 ace. And we can immediately win. Let's cast Chant of Azathoth. Select a revealed trick card and transform it into an ace of the same suit, then draw 3 cards. Bam! An ace, we draw 3 cards, we can play... Oh, what did we gain? We gained a Page of Cups. Oh, we have to take the Knight, apparently. You kill dozens, wound even more, and fling yet more away. At some point, they seem to break, like they were being controlled by a single will, and then scatter and flee. Reads the manual. Bump curve X is added. Applied to any non-face cards or X is level of the edge. Oh, whenever a support item's special ability is used, X points are added to your trick-taking score where X is level of the edge. In other words, we just gain points. I think we're going to take this. So this will earn 1 point whenever we use our journal. We're taking Survivalist. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we're going to grab... I think a Heroic Feat Defense next. We need to search it. Need to search it. Giant spiders. Your attention is drawn to an area of thick spider webs that cover the walls and ceiling. It strikes you as odd how strong the strands look. A sudden chill shoots down your spine and you realize that there is a human-like form cocooned within the web. That's when you see the movement and hear the distinctive chittering of the giant spiders. We have to actually pass another horror check. That was dumb. Why didn't I play the queen? Again, I don't care about horror checks any longer. There's nothing that we need to worry about for them. We will attack them. It's time for some bug hunting. You remember, can't pronounce that guy's name. Rassak? Your old drill instructor at the Odd Academy. He always loved a good bug hunt. I can't use the Chant of Azizoth because this is combat, not a battle. We'll use the Queen. Good thing I did. We could use the Death Incantation to make this higher and get more points and draw more cards, but I don't see the point. We won. You almost feel bad for these things, but then you remember the body in the web. The body cocooned in the web has been dead for some time and most likely sucked dry. You can't determine whether it was a man or a woman. You decide to cut away some of the web that encapsulates the body and see if you can identify it, or find anything that might help you. Oh, a good hand for this, kind of. 2 kings. A page of pentacles as well, and then some low cards, but the hand is still pretty decent. Let's take the 7 with our king. We'll take the 3 and win the challenge, and hopefully we can find something useful on him. I think you might be able to get like a gun from this guy. Oh, we have another page too. How about that? You cut away some of the web fibers, but they come off reluctantly. After a little effort, you can determine that the body was that of an adult male. He was dressed in some type of suit. Apparently a pocket of air opens up and some objects fall out. They might be of help. MK1 grenade. Okay, we don't need the bullets. The grenade is a one-time use item. We can use it to break through a door. We can also lob the grenade, which is an extremely powerful weapon. We might be throwing that at a demon later on. Bug juice. You heard the steps following you about 10 minutes ago. Whatever it was thought it was being clever. The strange giggling that you heard was a dead giveaway that something was up. You turn quickly to confront it and are surprised to find it just in the act of tapping you on the shoulder. The creature is truly bizarre and almost comical, but horrifying all the same. That is a really creepy Beetlejuice picture. You seem to have frightened it as much as it has surprised you, if that's any consolation. I don't care about horror challenges. The comical appearance of this creature makes it truly hard to be afraid. The creature seems to have an almost corporeal body, but it is still a ghost. You can feel its psychic kinetic energy radiating out from its ectoplasmic core. Without any need for a medium's trance, the ghost communicates with you. You are stunned, as such vocalization is almost unheard of. Welcome to the neighborhood! My name's Bug Juice. You want to play a game? Bug Juice will simply not stop talking, and he keeps tapping you on the shoulder whenever you turn to go. You want to play a game, huh? It starts to drive you crazy. So this is going to be tricky. You have no idea what the game is, but the ghost keeps giggling about it. You decide to nail things down a bit. Bug Juice agrees to go away if you win and give you his most prized possession. But if you lose, you have to give up something you own and go on a little trip. You wonder what that means. I can see the 9 of pentacles, and we're going to grab it right now. We've almost won the challenge. We don't have any cups. We have a king of cups. I think you can win some decent stuff from Bug Juice, but of course, like all things, you have to get lucky enough to find it. Okay, nice. We actually beat his game. You win the game. It's a stupid, silly game. The only joy you have is that you cheated, and the annoying ghost doesn't even realize it. You wish it bon voyage. Ceremonial dagger. Another dagger. Look at all the weapons we're armed with. This is nuts. +1 swords bonus, dagger thrust. Roll 1 bone and bump the card value up on a random non-face card plus. So this is the same thing as our trench knife. Yeah, it's the same exact thing as our trench knife. There's no difference other than just the name of it. Okay, well, let's move on. I'm not going to complain about getting more, the ability to increase things again. Oh, there might be a mushroom man in there. We'll do that last. A spray of darts. You feel your footstep down on the pressure plate and then hear the pneumatic sounds of darts being shot through blow tubes. You catch a glimpse of the deadly swarm of needle-tipped killers heading your way. So difficult. You react without thinking, tucking into an acrobatic duck and roll. We only have one face card, and it's a page. Darn it! It's just an ace. That sucked. I have yet to watch the rest of these be face cards. We have lost miserably. We're going to use an Arcana card. We'll use the sun, and we'll increase our edges by 1 for all our edges. You tumble away from the curtain of darts and emerge unscathed. We're getting really unlucky when it comes to the traps. And we're designed for traps, too. It's just freaking very difficult. Now lightning reflexes is 4 of 4, so it should be easier for us to do traps. Most of our stuff is max, it looks like now. Remember that the wands only can be upgraded once. It says 2 of 2, but we will totally not get an extra wands point. Finally got another clue. Wow, we had to scour the entire attic for that. You found a scribbled note written in the hand of your friend Derleth. It is a vague confession of some crime, and he seems to indicate that he wants to take his own life, so that justice is done, but he lacks the courage. Fungus Man. You hear a shuffling sound and turn to face it. You can't actually believe what you were seeing at first. The only way to describe it is that it is a mushroom man, and it is truly horrific. The creature can only be the product of some insane lab experiment. We have pentacle cards? We do. Win the horror challenge. We don't care about horror challenges. Doesn't appear to be particularly fast, but you remind yourself that looks can be deceiving. You are struck by the horrendous smell that must follow the thing around. You hope that there are no spores or anything floating in the air. The creature seems covered by fungus. Just your luck. It's a diseased mushroom man. I will beat it up. The only question you have is sauteed or stir-fried. Stir-fried! We have 1 ace and a single face card. What does this do? Roll 1 bone and bump the card value up on X random non-face cards in hand plus X, where X number of swords or cups. Let's do this. Choose our bone of swords. 2 cards got +2, and it looks like we drew another. We drew a 3. That's fantastic. Alright, we'll take that. We have a swords card. We do. We can take that one as well. We can do nothing about a knight. We do win! Awesome. Your efforts take huge chunks out of the creature's rubbery flesh. Soon it can't go on and topples to the floor. Go for another defensive heroic feat. Alright, the attic is now done. We explored all of the attic as well. So why did I want to come over here? For the wrench. For the wrench. Seems a long way to him to go for just a wrench. Oh, it's not the wrench! That's the succubus. We're going to destroy her. I'm so sorry, but we're not coming back here, Fall from Grace. It looks like it will bleed just fine. It won't be the first amount of creature whose physical form you have destroyed. Sorry, Fall from Grace. This is terrible, and I feel really bad for doing this to you. But we're gonna cut you to ribbons. I'm so sorry. You won the battle. You almost regret it. The creature seemed to simply walk towards its execution. Now, you don't really get anything for killing her either. That was a misstep. You decide to twist the wrench to remove it. It looks old and nearly rusted onto the bolt, but sometimes kicking a hornet's nest stirs things up. Are you sure about this? We can see the 3 of pentacles, and we have 2 aces in our hand for 2 points. It wasn't easy, but you pull on the wrench until it grudgingly comes free. At first, nothing happens, but then the pipe begins to rattle. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. You step back from the pipes, but it's too late. Tendrils of red vapor swirl from out of the pipe and coalesce into giant tentacles. You can feel an oppressive eldritch evil now permeate the room. You can feel its hunger. The tentacles seek you out, and you are certain that they want to consume your soul. You must fight to keep your courage from utterly leaving you at this crucial moment. The tentacles intend to floss with your soul, and the very idea is disturbing. I don't care about sanity checks anymore. The ghost tentacles flail out at you, attempting to wrap themselves around you, and then seek out your soul. It's an embrace that would leave your body lifeless on the cold floor and your essence transformed into some bizarre part of a spiritual food chain. We actually have a better chance of defeating it than running, so we will do that. So the difference here is that if we fail to actually destroy it, we also have a good chance of taking some... But whenever you flee, even if the chance of you fleeing successfully is lower than the chance of you winning the fight, fleeing generally can only hurt you. Like, you'll take hits to your sanity or life. You will almost never... you can lose courage, but other than those things, it generally won't hurt you. Fighting and losing, it can give you impairments, you can get wounded. It's generally worse off for you if you lose a fight. We have a fantastic hand for this, though. I don't think we're going to lose. We'll use the king immediately. Use the knight immediately. Take that, tendrils. You beat back the ghostly tentacles and crumple them up into a ball. You then open up a small ethereal tear in our dimension and stuff the ghostly ball within. The tortoise, an earth talisman. We could actually take another talisman edge to give us +1 for each earth we possess. That will give us 3 more pentacles. But the game's just going to constantly increase the pentacle's difficulty if we do that. Clue token, -1 target level. You discover a page torn from Derlit's journal. It dates to last year. You find the disturbed rantings of a man obsessed with his guilt over some hideous crime. Looks like he killed his wife, would be my guess. Another Class 1 haunting. We will attempt to annihilate it. Let's see. Select 1 health. Nope. Roll 1 bonus, select X non-face cards in hand, and bump the card values up +X. Select X non-revealed face trick cards and bump the card values down. X revealed non-trick cards and bump their values down. This is the same thing as our calm sidestep, only this is used to say this is not a face card. We'll select Giant Leap. We'll try to grab a perception edge. There's almost no perception we have left to worry about, but we'll grab it anyway. Actually, this is a perception challenge. I don't like that chance. We'll leave it there. I don't think we need to turn that in. You decide to tell the ghost that you found the wrench and pretend to give it to him. Well done! I'd hoped that you would now be my apprentice, but it looks like you were too smart or quick for that. Oh well, time is a-wasting. Got more of these holes to plug. This one here was just a small leak. With that said, the ghost vanishes. We get a lantern. Hey! Okay, we'll take a look at what that does soon. That went into probably our wands inventory. Roll 1 bone and bump the card value up on one random non-face card in hand plus X. Oh, okay. So this is the same thing as the diary. However, this is used for trap evasions. We'll earn a point whenever we use it. That will come in really flippin' handy. Let's do this quest, and then we're done. We're going to end up calling it a session, and we'll also go down to the basement in the next episode. Talos Rati generator, I think was... There it is. Oops. Wrong way, Tim. Another skeleton. It's been a long time. We'll combat because I can use my knife quite a bit here. But we might not even have to. I don't use the knife at all. Actually, we already won. Really? That's a lot of pentacles, game. Alright, well, we still win. We didn't have to use any of our weapons. Let's see. Our initial card draws for any puzzle or perception challenge must include at least X face cards, where X is the level of the edge. I think we'll grab that. We'll take Museum Curator. And this is a lore challenge, so we will do this. You have the codes from the brain canister, but the control panel is a confusing mess of symbols. You should be able to grok out this one. You will need to be careful that you don't pull a takunga, or whatever that is. And we have 2 face cards in hand and 1 ace. Let's use the diary. It'll give us a point for using it. But it didn't do anything for us. Well, it did do something for us, but it wasn't useful for what I wanted. That's a lot of swords, game! Well, we still did it pretty easily, actually. You entered the codes correctly the first time. You're a goddamn genius. I think we'll go for another talisman edge. We might go for that pentacle after all. So we came in here with knives, and we end up being a spellcaster. Though, to be fair, 3 points of that, or pentacles, are coming from trump cards, which we may end up having to use. Now, I also want this to be turned in, because I think we gain another companion. You begin to suspect that you begin to suspect that your friend Derleth has opened a gate to some evil that even now abides in your world. You feel that Derleth might have actually invited it in. All challenges that involve wands as a primary suit receive a -1 modifier to the number of trick cards placed on the board while this story icon is active. This has actually been pretty bad for us. We only had one good one of these so far. I don't really want to wait for another one to be drawn, either. Malevolent Shadows. Malevolent Shadows. We will shadow box them. I'll take it anyway. 1 point. It's targeted. I shouldn't complain about that. It's not like we're gonna lose the challenge. I knew that. I was just I don't know what I was hoping for. Let's just win. We defeat more of these. Give me some more experience. Courage. We'll take courage. Oh no. It's much more important for giant leap and 1 more point in calm sidestep. Have you destroyed the generator? Please tell me yes. You tell the brain canister that the generator has been destroyed. The brain in the canister nearly giggles with joy. You go to fulfill your pledge and remove the power cables, but it interrupts you. Stop! I wish to help you further. On the Telesrati's sash is a power unit. Plug it into my canister, and I will have time to help you further if you wish to let me ride along. I may prove useful, as I have heard it talk of this place in great detail. He actually weighs a point, but he gives us +1 card draw and trick for any lore challenge. And 2 cards are placed in a scryable state for lore challenges as well. Can we take another one of those awesome cards? We can. Let's take Pentacle of Earth. Any Earth talisman you possess grants you +1 pentacles. 13. I don't think I have ever had this much in a single stat ever. It's likely to make the game hate us and make it extremely difficult for us to win, but we're doing it. You can just step over you. You almost never gain anything for stepping over it. There's a small chance to gain a little bit of life. So I don't care about winning with any more points. Okay, we're back here again, and this time it's much easier for us to find the activation mechanism. You examine the door and decide that you might be able to figure out how to activate it. We got 1 Queen of Pentacles, and that's because of our 1 edge. We probably wouldn't have even gotten that. You search around the door for anything of note and quickly zero in on some promising locations. After fiddling around with several bumps and nooks, the mechanism clicks and the door slowly opens. Alright everyone, well that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching. In the next video, we will begin exploring... what do I want to do here? Support item edge. In the next one, we will begin exploring the basement. We probably have 1 or 2 videos left. Let's sum up what's been happening so far. So, Dennis Reith is amazing. His stats are the highest among any of the characters I've ever had. He's armed to the teeth with... he's got a pistol, 2 daggers, a cutlass, and a grenade, as well as a suit of armor following us around, helping us in combat. He's pretty heroic. He knows several tricks. He's also pretty good with a weapon. He's got an arcane artifact to help him help against traps. He has a few pieces of gear to help him as well, and now he's got a brain bot following him around, giving him advice as to what to do. We have the Cacodemon familiar helping us out, and it's probably been the reason why we've been doing so well here with all our pentacles. I like to imagine that it's guiding us to Derleth in an attempt to either have us save him or betray us at the last second. Alright, we have the crystal ball, and we should probably use it. Yes, it's +1 pentacles, but I'm totally going to use it. Let's do remote viewing. We now know where the place is. I think, but I can't go downstairs to look at it. But somewhere on sub-level 2, we now have revealed the location of the last room. I hope. Otherwise I wasted that. That's going to suck. We have tons of spells, and we have 9 trump cards remaining. It is amazing. We also have tons of edges. We lost 1 edge, but whatever. And most of them are leveled, too, thanks to that 1 trump card we had. Yeah, this is incredible. Hopefully, we'll be victorious. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching this one, and take care, everyone.